Money soldier, I thought I told you. Only rockin' with the agent and the broker, yeah. Move over, we getting bolder. Making moves like the agent and the broker, yeah. Generational wealth, they bout that. Yeah, we took some L's, but we bounced back. Financial literacy, got that. Closing up the wealth gap, yeah, I'm black. Welcome to the Agent and Broker Podcast, hosted by Julian and James. And you know they bringing nothing but that black boss talk, man. Cause there's no currency stronger than the black dollar. And it's time we let the world know. But first we gotta grow though, and that's for sure.
What's up? What's going on? What up, family?
What's going on?
What up, y'all? 2023.
Yes,
we are
sir.
here.
We are out here, everybody.
2023. Welcome into the new year. You know, some people don't celebrate the new year now, but hey, the world we operating in right now is the new year. So we're going to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2023. You know, hopefully everybody had a good and safe new year weekend. Had fun with family over the last, couple of weeks, holidays and everything. But it's good to be back, man. Back in action. Another year, goals are high and set. So I'm ready to get it, bro. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, once again, if you don't celebrate New Year, that's fine. But Happy New Year anyway, like Julian say, But yeah. Just coming out the holiday, I'm excited to be back. Had some great time with the family. We did a lot of great things, man. We did a lot of great things, a lot of changes coming up for the year, business-wise, family-wise. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited, brother. Pretty excited.
All right. Dope, man. But, hey, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Agent and Broker Podcast. I am Julian, the agent, license W626089 down in Eatonville, Florida.
And I'm James, Dennis, license number W282336. I'm the broker over here in the Polk County area. I'll say Haines City and Davenport, Florida. But we all rep Orlando, Florida, because that's where our office is located, So, yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
Yes, sir. And we we just getting kicked off this year, bro. We already had a full year almost. I think I want to say like the second or third week of January, we'll be at a full year of the Agent and Broker Podcast. Going strong. And we're about to really amp this thing up, y'all. So it's just every single year we're gonna be tweaking it and making it better. So helping people understand more and more about the life insurance needs, financial needs, and bringing that education to the community. So, very excited about what we have in store, especially here in 2023 and going forward, man.
100%, man. That's why we're here, to bring the trust between the insurance company, between life insurance company and the people, so we can actually make sure that we educate our community, our fans, anybody who's following, wherever you are in the world. You'll get the great knowledge of life insurance, and of course talking about entrepreneurship with different people that come to our platform. So it's really exciting, and every year Julian and I, our goal is to scale this. We're working on being very, very known, because this podcast actually can benefit anyone and anywhere you at, really. So every year we assess and we see how we can make it better, and we do all we can to make it better. So I look forward to continue growing with our organization and, keep being a resource to people, brother.
100%, man. Let's do it, bro. So tonight, y'all, we want to give you guys some game and, get you caught up for 2023. I know we're about 2 days in now, but, we're going to give you some free tips here, some things that we utilize and, that we teach and we practice and preach to other people. So, today we'll be giving 10 financial tips that will help you skyrocket and help you get on track here in 2023. And our first one, man, we'll be starting it off with the GPS system and the financial analysis. You can't do anything without this right here. This is your first and foremost, the first thing that you need to do anytime you're about to reevaluate your financial, your financials and everything that you have. So you need to go through that audit. We do a financial inventory sheet for all of our clients. But if you're going to do this yourself, if you need help, feel free to reach out to us, of course. But that GPS and that financial inventory sheet, that financial analysis will help you direct. It will help you, find out where you currently are so you can make the necessary steps and plan to get to the next destination you need to get to. That's why we call it the GPS model, because the GPS is going to locate where you currently are. Then it gives you directions to wherever you need to go. So this is something we utilize in, every time we sit down with clients is a sheet, and we go through all the inventory, the financials, and I'll let James explain more on what that is.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, you think of it like that, the GPS. And I typically ask people that, Julian. I said, okay, what is the most important part of the GPS? Is it people would say is the destination? It's really not the destination. The most important part of the GPS is the location. So this is why when you turn on your GPS on your phone, it just keep calculating until you get the current location. From your current location, then the GPS can guide you,
Right.
which turn to take. So it's the same thing with your financial GPS. You need to find out where you are. So it's a brand new year. You need to really sit down with your spouse, or if you're single, sit down by yourself. If you have a business partner, sit with your partner and see where you are at financially. And based on where you are financially, then you can strategize to get to where you want to be. So the most important part in your GPS, your financial GPS, just like a regular GPS, it is your current location. Because without your current location, you do not know where you're going. And sometimes people, our clients, they have to feel very vulnerable sometimes, because when you talk about finances, people are not comfortable talking about finances a lot of the time. That's why we're professional, we're licensed, and we can educate people. So when we do a thorough analysis, we make sure that we see where you are at, and you literally get financially naked. And from there, we teach you exactly, okay, what you need to do to get to the next phase of your life. You understand? So where you're going is important in a GPS. However, where you are is the most important thing, because you would know the step you need to take to make sure you know where you're going. So you understand this new year, highly recommend you get with your financial professional, get with one of us. Then we do a free financial inventory for you, a financial analysis for you. You know where you are at, and from there, you know where you want to be. You can actually make the step on where you want to be. And if you didn't get a chance to work on your vision board or your strategies to hit your goal, we can also, discuss that with you as well. But this is key. It's key. You need to know where you are so you can determine where you're going on your financial GPS. But for sure, man, that's one of the, the best way to start this year on the financial, aspect.
Absolutely. I agree 100%, man. That current location is always good. It's good to do that. I even do it. I had to do it myself. I spent today doing most of that, and yesterday as well. Just getting prepared, for where I'm currently at within personal and in the business. Things that we want to accomplish this year. And the only way you can do it is by looking at where you currently are, man. And I know it's a hard thing for a lot of people to do, but that is the most important step there. So it leads us into step number 2. Let's start working on your credit immediately and establishing lines of credit. I can't express this as anymore, man. The reason why I'm saying it is extremely important is because you have people that are, you have systems. Hold on. I don't know what happened to James, but you have systems in place where, the FICO score, like the FICO score, they're about to change the FICO score in the middle of the summer in 2023. So people don't understand that them not taking advantage of their credit and fixing their credit right now, the whole game is about to change. They're changing it because people are learning how to do it. So if you're not taking advantage immediately and working on your credit and building your lines of credit, man, they're changing the system up. They're going to start looking at all of your accounts and going into depth on your payments and your credit reports. Like they're going to start reading into your credit reports to see if you have been paying, if you're paying your balances down. They're going way farther in depth into about 2 years of credit reporting, and they're doing a lot of different things. So they're going to be scoring different. They're going to be changing up the model when it comes to your credit scoring. So I can't express how important it is to work on your credit. Remove all the derogatory remarks off of there. Remove all of your late payments, all the inquiries off of there if you can, and get all of the negative things off of your personal information. If it's not your correct name, take it off. If it's not your correct address, take it off. If not, you can hit us up. We can help you out with credit repair as well. But I can't express how important it is to clean your credit. But another thing that's even more important is building and establishing credit. The reason why a lot of people think that they can just sweep it all off and they're good to go, but that's not true. The banks, the lenders, whoever's lending you money wants to see that you can manage debt. So if you don't have any open lines of credit, you don't have any loans or anything on your profile, but your profile is squeaky clean, a lender's not going to lend to you because they can't go off of anything. They don't have that model to look at to be like, okay, this person, I can trust this person with my money. And you got to ask yourself, would you do the same with somebody else? If you were looking at their report and you didn't see anything on there, you'll be like, okay, I don't know. So let's open those lines of credits, get some installment loans in there and some revolving lines of credit.
Absolutely, man. As you're talking about this, what you want to call it? I just remember something Jay-Z said in one of his songs. He was like, pretty much credit is everything. He's like, you want to know how the Jewish people did it in America to have all these properties? They use credit. That's how they did it. So credit is just everything, man. It's everything. And most people don't understand the fact that you can leverage your credit to do anything, almost anything in America. Like literally all you need is good credit to actually open a business and get instant financing. Like you can literally, there are people out there, as long as you have a good income, but there are lenders out there, as long as you have a good income, you have a great business idea, they will give you money to actually start your business. Why? It's all on credit. So as long as your credit is up to par, guess what? You want 25,000? Yeah. You want 50,000? Yeah. I know lenders who will give you up to $250,000 to start a business. It's crazy. But all it takes is what? Good credit. So I didn't know they was gonna change the game. And like, as you guys know, if you check Julian out, this is something he always like post about. So he knows the game. So any credit service you need, just reach out. Fill out the form. Go to the agent and broker. Enterthepeople.com, right, Julian? Enterthepeople.com or that's
Enterthepeople.co, or you can go to the agentandbroker.com. Whichever one, man. And
yeah,
we'll take care of you. You can put credit down, insurance, credit, any of your financial needs. We're actually adding in budgeting, to help people with budgeting as well. And we got Kristen that will be helping with that as well. So another thing we're adding to the game is budgeting. So helping people in that area. But, credit is going to be a big, big key for people. And you need to jump on it immediately, honestly, 100%. To get that fixed before they do change up the system in the game. Then now we got to learn a new one, and then it's going to take a little bit of time. So y'all be prepared and take action immediately this year, to be honest.
100%.
All right. So tip number 3. And I found this one, honestly, is this guy on IG. And I love this method because he used somebody, like regular average people with $40,000 income. Kristen sent them to me. And I like the method that he used. It was the 75-15-10 method. So where you're using 75% on to pay your needs out, 15% on savings and investing, and 10% on your wants. Now, this is a year where you have to be disciplined and you're gonna have to cut back on some of those wants, the traveling, all of the things, the leisure things that you want to do, so you can build your financial future. Look at here. I know we're in the time of technology and all of this free information, but y'all don't know how long that's gonna last. They may put that on halt in a year, 2 or 3 or 4 more years from now. They may not even allow us to have access to the same information we have. So you need to be preparing yourself financially to get to where you need to get to right now, not waiting and using this time to go live and travel and do all of those things. You can do that later down the line. Establish something right now, so later down the line you're not struggling, and you're not in a terrible position because you chose to go to another country instead of utilizing that budget to put into in an IUL or in a savings account. So utilizing that structured plan, 75% on your needs and your bills, utilize that on your basic bills.
That's a really breakdown. Really good breakdown.
Like it's real, bro. Like, people don't understand how crucial these moments are right now because of what happened in the last 2 to 3 years, COVID and all of that whole situation. The world changed, and we have yet to see the aftermath of that. We're still in the shift of it changing. So they're predicting all of this stuff is going to get bad and it's going to get worse. Like, we have yet to see the outcome of what happened yet. And if people aren't sharpening with their skills, sharpening and fixing their financial situations to prepare themselves for the future, man, you're gonna get caught with your pants down, like we said, bro.
That's it. I think that's a really great method, because your income, if you're putting 75% of what you put aside just for all all the needs you need, mortgage, rent, or whatever it is, and say 15% for the future and 10% on your wants, I think that's actually a great way to divide everything. It's really a great strategy. So as Julian say, it's a lot of changes coming. I was listening to this podcast where this gentleman was talking about how when the market was really low, there's a lot of investors, big companies just doing a lot of property acquisition. They have a whole bunch of properties, and now the interest rates are up, so it is in somewhat affect the investment portfolio. So he's like, well, be ready. There may potentially be a lot of properties going out from these portfolios in large quantities. So definitely will put a dent into the market. So you're right, man. There's a lot of things going on. Like you mentioned COVID. Like, we have not seen like anything yet. So things are going really tight. You're looking at government trying to put restriction on TikTok, and TikTok is a big platform which provide a lot of information, a lot of eye-opening for people who's really searching for good content. Now, if you're not searching for good content, you enjoy watching girl twerk, or you enjoy watching all the nonsense, hey, good luck, you're good. But TikTok, I learn a lot in TikTok, and I have a lot of associates that actually learn a lot in TikTok, because it's not just for entertainment. So you really need to watch out your algorithm, what you search in there. But anyway, you're looking at restriction potentially coming up to that. They're trying to close the whole TikTok stuff out for us and here in America. So that's a big headline. You're looking at what's going on with politics. That's another a big thing right now with the acquisition of Twitter. Look what's going on right now, like all these stuff that's coming up the surface. So the changes that we're going to experience within the next couple of years are massive. So the best thing you can do for yourself and your family is get ready financially, get yourself together so you don't get caught with your pants down.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
We can't stress it anymore, bro, honestly. Like, it's time. It's time to make the change, the move, whatever we need to make. So let's move forward to our next one. Number 4. This is extremely important. It is reevaluate your life insurance plans, all of your financial plans, and everything that has a beneficiary on it. But most importantly, your life insurance plan. Why I say that? A lot of people in COVID, well, we just went over last year, towards the end of last year, 2021 was the highest year of life insurance payouts. So people have passed away over the last few years or so. So if you had so and so on your beneficiary and they're passed away, you need to reevaluate, sit down with your insurance agent. You know, we're going to be calling our clients for sure, but definitely sit down with your insurance agent or go and evaluate your beneficiaries on whether that's your 401k, anything you're in, life insurance, most importantly, because if somebody passed away and they're on that list, you definitely want to update that to somebody new or take them off of there. You know what I mean? So definitely revisit those plans. Another important factor is you take on, you know, different amounts of debts, whether that is getting a new car, if you bought a new property or a house or anything and you got a mortgage, you need to go and reevaluate your situation now. Look at your situation. If you took on more debt, you need more life insurance. So that is, you know, two important keys to evaluating your life insurance plan. And I'm sure James can add on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every single year, you should actually do a policy review. And, you know, outside of everything Julian just mentioned, updating beneficiaries, the coverage amount, whether if you purchase a new property, like Julian said, you need more life insurance. Outside of that, you also need to understand if you do have a life insurance policy that's been, you know, that's a little older, it's been a few years since you have it, there are new living benefits with some companies. So meaning that reevaluating your policy also mean you're looking at the policy you have. Do you have the maximum, you know, death benefits you need, and also the maximum living benefits you need? You know, so if you don't know what living benefits is a rider that's in your life insurance policy. If you have the right plan, that will give you access to your death benefits while you're alive, and the event of medical, some major illnesses, you have access to your death benefits. Okay, so another way to look at living benefits is for your life insurance to pay you tax-free at retirement. So if you don't have these benefits, this is, you know, you need to actually evaluate your plan so you can make sure your plan is up to date and you're maximizing the potential return for your life insurance. And as we always say in this podcast, life insurance is for life, not for death. You know, life insurance is structured to take care of you while you're alive. If you get sick, you know, if you want to replace your income in the event of, you know, you being ill, or also when you retire, you want some money to be coming in because you cannot work anymore. You structure your life insurance to take care of that. Life insurance is for life, not death. We have what's called final expense to cover final expense. This is for what? To cover your funeral, your burial. So people must continue to understand life insurance is for life. There's a special insurance that's for death, and it's called final expense. Now, even though your life insurance cover you when you die, but primarily speaking, having the right type of life insurance, it cover you while you were alive. That's why it's called life insurance.
Absolutely. And you can't even stress that enough, bro. Especially in our community. And, you know, there are articles out there. You can Google it. Our community it's not that we lack life insurance policies. We lack the amount of coverage. So we don't have the necessary amount of coverage, meaning that we're still buying burial policies as a community. That's all our community really knows is burial policies. Majority of us only look at life insurance as death insurance. And when you look at the statistics of people that are insured, we don't have a problem with our community having life insurance. We have a problem with our community understanding that life insurance is for life, because as a community, we are underinsured. That's a problem. If you pass away and you have debt on your house or you have a mortgage, that mortgage gets passed down. Especially the people who don't know. Like, a mortgage company is going to come after the heirs. Even though they're not supposed to, there's clauses in the contract. They're not supposed to do these things, but they do it, especially on people in poverty. They prey on the people in poverty. That's where most people make their money is by people not knowing, the ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
So they go after the heirs who had nothing to do with that. But at the end of the day, if we know that, let's get the proper amount of insurance. So reevaluating your life insurance plans are a necessity. If you have a mortgage, you need to have a life insurance plan on yourself. There's mortgage protection plans. So you can have a mortgage protection plan, and it does exactly what James said. If something happens to you while you're alive and you can't work, that insurance policy will pay you and help pay your mortgage, and through the living benefit clause. So it's extremely important to reevaluate your life insurance policies. You're gonna hear that from us all the time.
Yep.
Yep. So next was reevaluating your budget and your goals. So this is something you should have did in at the end of 2022.
In December,
So
November, December.
yeah, we've done our vision board meetings and broken down everything. So this is something that you should have done. But if you haven't done it yet, definitely get to it as soon as possible. Reevaluate your budget, see where you're gonna spend that, and utilize that method that we showed you, the 75 15 10, and budget off of that. So if you're not bringing in that much money, you have to you got to stay down. It is what it is. You have to stay down until you come up. Like there's nothing else to tell you, bro. Like you're out here, you want to have fun, or if you're continuously making bad decisions, nobody's gonna help you anymore. I'm not helping anybody grown if they're gonna continue to make bad decisions, because I was doing that in my early 20s and mid 20s, and I had to reevaluate myself. Like come back home, like all right, let's just start over. And then when you look back on it, you like, dang, you didn't have to do all of that. You have to be honest with yourself. Yes, I made bad decisions, bad financial decisions. You wanted to pursue this instead of paying this, or there's things you need to start being accountable for. And the first and foremost, let's create a budget for yourself.
It's true.
Don't break the budget. Stay disciplined.
That's true. It's that simple. Well, it's easier to say than done. But yeah, when you come up with a budget, and a lot of us, we have challenge staying within budget, and that's a conversation that every family, I believe, should have. I mean, whether you live with your spouse, or if you're single or business partner, doesn't matter. This is a conversation you should always have, is to reevaluate the budget and goal, because a lot of time the goal we have, the budget don't really match it. So like Julian say, if you're down right now, stay down, even though we're gonna cover something that would actually help you get up. But if you're down right now, understand where you're at. The financial GPS is to humble you, and it's okay if you're not in a good position, as long as you realize where you at. Now, staying in that position now, this is where you should really look yourself in the mirror and say, this is my fault. Because if you analyze where you at with your goal, your budget, you do your financial GPS, and you see where you are at, well, the next thing you need to do is, if it's not a good position, well, how do I get out of there? Don't go, oh my God, it's bad. No, don't do that. Say, okay, how can I get out of this? And once you ask that question, your brain will automatically start looking for answers for you. So stick to the budget. You have responsibilities, you have your cell phone, you have your rent, you have your mortgage, you have your car note, whatever it is. Stick to the budget and slowly invest in yourself so you can actually get out of this. Because the worst thing you can do is to go through a financial crisis where you have bad habit when it comes to your, reach out your goals and, having a budget. The worst thing you can do is to stay there and not really sharpen, yourself to get better, so you can get out from this situation. So it's totally different. Definitely a good aspect to look when it comes to that this year. Stick to budget. That's it. Stick to the budget. Stick to the plan.
100%, bro. Like it's going to take a lot of discipline, but we can do it. You can do it. Get an accountability partner. We laminating our goals, and James told us to put it, on our mirrors. But get accountability partners. Get a crew of people and let them hold you accountable. Like we gotta grow this year. Like James, for me, it's six figures in life insurance. So they're holding me accountable to that.
100%.
You got to do that. So that's a big goal, and we got to hit it. You know, like
Yeah.
shoot, we got to hit our at least 5 to 10 policies a month consistently. I'm really trying to shoot for like 8 to 10 in that area. Because if I could get 8 to 10 policies a month, man, I hit that thing in half of a year span.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like that's extremely important though. So your budgeting and goals, y'all, like jump on that as soon as possible. Next, number 6 is coming up with a debt payment solution plan. So if you do have debt, you know, whether that's credit cards, loans, or you know, something that you do need to pay back, if you gotta owe people money, come up with a payment plan to start, you know, paying those things down immediately. You want to free up your credit, you want to free up your utilization on your credit, or you just want to be burden free from debts. We know you're not going to get rid of all debts, but you know, certain little petty debts here and there, definitely create a plan and a solution to do that. And whether that is socking away, you know, an extra $150 to $200 a paycheck, and putting that towards your repayment plan. So if you get paid twice a month, you're looking at, you know, $300 to $400. That's solid for a bill. Hey, knock out, pull back on, you know, certain things if you do need extra money, you know, like, or you know, we'll get into other things that can help you create more, you know, revenue streams. But anything else you wanted to add on to that one, James?
Yeah, you know, as much as I'm not a big fan of Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey give you an introductory process when it comes to your debt payment, and it works. Now, what I don't agree with Dave Ramsey is when you get to the next level on how you should invest your money. You know, I don't believe in simply put all your money in mutual funds and bond. But let me get back to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he has a 7-step process, and I don't remember all 7 of them, but it's something that actually work. Before I actually get to insurance, when I had a regular job, I actually stumbled into the 7 steps. My wife and I, we get together, and it actually worked. So pretty much, if you have a whole bunch of credit cards, you just cut them off. That's number 1. If you really want to get out of that, you cut them off. You said, you know what, I'm not gonna be using this credit because you don't have a good habit. Now, credit card, don't get me wrong, credit card is a great tool to use. But if you don't have the good habit, you really want to catch up to it. Here's his process. His process is cut off these credit cards so you can get rid of these bad habits. But for me, I wouldn't cut all of them. I would actually, you know, keep one for all my expenses, especially if there's perks to them. But anyway, say you have, you know, 8 credit cards. What you do is you start with the lowest amount. So you tackle the first one first. Say the first one was $50 a month. So you owe $300 in there. So you pay the $300. Say the second one was $100 a month. Now, since you knock out the first one, that was $50. Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna move that extra $50 you're saving to tackle the second one. So instead of paying the minimum payment of $100 in the other one, you're gonna pay $150. After you kill that one, let's just say it was $500, you're gonna move to the one that was $1,000 you owe on. So now the one that was $1,000, let's just say was $200 a month. Now you have a spread of $150 left. Now you put $150 plus whatever you was paying and then continue. Whatever you do, you just keep that method from small to high. Before you know it, within a short period of time, if you stay disciplined, you will actually tackle these credit cards. You will tackle these credit cards and get rid of all these high interest that you pay and you cannot catch up with. You know, so coming up with a plan to tackle this solution is actually pretty great. Now, of course, if you reach out to us, say things are really, really bad and you want to do what's called a consolidation, which I don't recommend for everybody, but depending on the case, you can actually consolidate all your debt. And, you know, from there, that could be one of the strategies you use. But if you don't have to do that, you can create the discipline and tackle the small credit card first, and then the second, and then the third. Use that system, and it can actually help, actually. Now, like I said, after that, do not buy just a term insurance and invest the rest into, mutual funds and bonds. That is not the, that's where me and Dave Ramsey, we do not, agree.
Right. It's a fact.
For sure, man. So many people losing, man. So many people losing. And when you get to educate people, that's why we did the last podcast we did, Julian. It was how the IUL, it will, maybe the new 401k. You remember that article from Forbes magazine? So people are losing on the mutual funds and bond in the stock market or in the 401k. But this is the one of the powerful tool people can use to actually make sure they don't lose money on their retirement, as long they fund it properly and they can actually have some tax-free retirement at the end. So yeah, that's that part.
100%, bro. Like, I agree with you. When it comes to Dave, certain things he's really good at, and that is one is that debt, the debt payment solution. So getting out of debt, he's really good at that. And he shows you really good strategy. So I agree 100%, but it's an important thing you guys need to look into and need to take action on if that is something that we are, or if you're dealing with right now. So moving to the next, number 7 is evaluating your 401k and retirement accounts. Oh my goodness, bro.
Oh yeah.
This needs to be a year of rollouts, rollovers, everything. Anybody in the 401k needs to get out. We did an episode late last year, about the 401k and how the IUL could potentially replace the 401k.
So it was a great
article. It
article.
does everything plus more.
Yep.
You don't lose your money. You don't have to pay taxes later on. Like, those are 2 bonuses right there. A tax-free retirement, bro, like that right there says it all to me. And the beauty of it, if you're already in the 401k and you're 59 and a half, you can take that money out. If you got good health, you can put it into an IUL. There's another option.
Yep.
So there are things that you can do. And I'll let James explain more on retirement accounts and how to evaluate those.
Oh yeah, for sure. Beside looking at the beneficiary, there's a lot of people that has a 401k, no beneficiary, by the way. So you got to have something, have a beneficiary. But anyway, 401k evaluation, it has to do with you educating yourself. 401k does not benefit you. It benefits the workplace primarily. You understand? So evaluating your 401k, you must understand that on this money you're paying pre-tax to the 401k, you actually have to pay taxes at the end. And as we know, taxes always go up. So it's really a good idea when you look at your 401k, you said, you know what? Am I okay contributing all this money? Some people are paying their 401k, which to me is not a good idea. Because when the market go down, your principal also go down. You get affected as well. So now, once you evaluate what the 401k brings, well, maybe it's time to lower your contribution in the 401k or don't put any contribution at all and start putting that money towards an IUL. Now, why would you want to do that? Julian mentioned it. Tax-free income at retirement. You don't have to pay taxes on that money when you take it out. Second thing is, this actually cover your assets through death benefits. So what does that mean? Say you depend on the amount of contribution you have. Now your assets is protected, your liabilities are protected if you're not able to work because of medical illness, or if you were to pass away. That's something the 401k don't have. If you have 40,000 in the 401k, you pass away, then your beneficiary will receive that. Of course, that's if you don't have any debt or anything, because they can actually come after your 401k because it's not protected. So if you owe a lot of money, some lenders, you owe money. If you die, there are some lawyers that can actually get to your 401k before it gets to your family. That's just a side note. So that money, when you put it there, you actually have what's called living benefits, like I said earlier. But really, why people is really getting it most of the time is the tax-free benefits, the tax-free retirement income. Now, Julian mentioned earlier 59 and a half. Well, if you are 59 and a half or older, you have to understand you qualify. And yes, I said you qualify to do what's called a rollover with your 401k at no cost. So, which mean, what does that mean? When you do a rollover with a 401k, you take that 401k, you do what's called you transfer it to a fixed index annuity. So why you want to do that is because when you do that transfer to the annuity, then you just put your money in security. Your money is now safe. So why is it safe? Because in the fixed index annuity, even if the market go down, your money will not be affected. But if you stay on that 401k account, the market go down, guess what? You're going to lose money. So it's very imperative that you make sure that you do that. And if you listen to this, you know somebody who's actually, 59 and a half or older, or 59 or older, reach out to us and we'll educate them on how to do that rollover. It's a very simple process. They don't have to pay anything. It's free once they transfer it. As a matter of fact, when do you do that transfer, some company will give you a 10, 15, sometimes I see as high as 35% bonus on top of that money. So hey, it's just a no-brainer. And what you can do after you do that, once you turn 65, 67, whenever you want to receive a distribution, you can annuitize that. So when you start receiving a payment for the rest of your life on that annuity, so you can actually structure that like that as well. But anyway, definitely evaluate your 401k and retirement accounts, because your 401k may not be, and I don't have to say may not be, is really not the best way to retire.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Whew. Just left some nuggets for him, man. Honestly, some
Indeed.
good solutions and tips for evaluating your retirement accounts, man. Again, like James said, tax-free solution, guys. You got to look more into that. Go back and listen to our podcast. You'll hear all about it. You can educate yourself just by listening to a few episodes. And then if you need extra help, you want to take that next step, feel free to reach out to us. Fill out the form on our website, theagentandbroker.com, and come in and put in that inquiry. We'll sit down with you and go through that. Go through all your retirement accounts and let you know what you currently have, what you would have eventually if you were to retire, if you had to pay taxes on your money, and we're going to let you know how much money you can save just 100%. By utilizing different strategies. So it's a very key thing to do is to evaluate that 401k and the retirement accounts.
100%.
Next, number 8. This is one that a lot of people won't like, but it's extremely important. Check your subscription list and cut out what you don't need. Netflix, Hulu, all of these subscriptions.
You don't need that.
Apple Music.
You don't need that.
What else? You got? There's a ton of subscriptions.
Sometimes you have Prime, but you don't really order that much.
Prime as well.
Yep.
If you got one person in the family, y'all just put in on it. or have somebody else and utilize that account. But cut out the subscriptions for a little while until you get your finances in order. Do you know those subscriptions add up. You got 10 to 15 different subscriptions. You're probably paying $100 to $300 a month in subscriptions that you could live without.
Yep.
So saving an extra $100 to $300 a month can go a long way.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm not getting paid by these companies, but I actually try. They just changed the name to Rocket Money. I forget the name of this app, but literally it was Truebill, right? So I keep seeing it. I'm like, okay, whatever. And anyway, I don't work for them. I'm not getting paid for it, but I would recommend them. They're pretty legit. And
I like it.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So the first time I got in, I'm like, okay, bro, I got a subscription for almost 2 years. I didn't know about it. It was like $9.99. $9.99 I'm paying for almost 2 years. So when I called the company, I'm like, I never signed up for this. And they said, oh, well, your free trial was done. And I'm like, what free trial? Bro, when they remind me, I'm like, yo, I think I sent an email to cut it or something like that. I just forgot about it. So when I went in, I'm like, my wife called them and like, hey, so this is what happened. This is what happened. They actually, you know, refund us for almost 2 years, bro,
Oh
of that
wow.
999. First, he was like, oh,
That's
we can only
real.
do 3 months. I'm like, no, you can't do 3 months. Let me talk to your manager because I don't use this. When was the last time I logged into this account? She said, well, last time you never log into that account. I said, exactly. So why am I paying for it? I want to talk to your manager. Bro, we end up getting the whole refund. And that's all from like stopping this subscription through this app. But yeah, it's just gonna pull out a whole bunch of stuff you don't really need that you're probably paying for. And yeah, it's a good way to cut it. I'm not getting paid for them, but Rocket Money is, you know, I have it. It works pretty fine.
Yeah. Hey man,
Yeah.
I've used it for years, and you know they cut the subscriptions for me as well, man. I like it.
Yeah, I
It's
like it.
convenient. It shows you exactly where you are. You
Mm.
know, it connect all of my accounts to it, and you know just go for there. It tells me at the end of each week, you know what bills are coming up the next week, or even more so, you know how much I spent last week.
Mm-hmm.
So you spent this amount, which is less than this amount, you know, you spent the week before. So I think it's a really good app.
Oh
I
yeah,
use it.
very, very
I
convenient.
recommend it to people who I help out as well.
Oh yeah,
So
very convenient.
definitely, now that subscription is worth having.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah,
good subscription to have.
really good. It's not
All
even
right,
that
so
expensive.
number 9. This is extremely important. It is to learn a new skill to raise your income. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah.
This is so crucial.
Yeah.
2023, y'all. Customer service is no longer a skill. They're not paying you anything to do customer service. You're getting minimum wage to do customer service. Eventually, they're going to have robots do customer service. You already could call a company and get a machine, a automated machine. So customer service eventually is going out of business. Some companies don't even need it. They're just using automated systems. They're using robots, and they're getting away from the customer service side because it's, you know, less employees you have to pay for. Learn the skill set. Sales, we always preach sales. Sales is a big skill to learn because you can always make money. The ball is in your court, so nobody else can tell you you can't, you know, or your income is linear where you know what you're getting. You don't, but it depends on you. So if you do the work, you make the phone calls you need to make, you meet with the amount of people you need to meet, it works. Like, only way you're not selling and it doesn't work is if you're not working. And I can, you know, I could speak for that, because if I'm not selling or making anything, obviously I ain't hitting my phone calls and what I need to do. I'm not gonna blame anybody else. It's literally on me. The ball's in your court when you have that skill set and know how to sell. Other skills, you know, social media, there's skills on there you can build. Google allows you to go get certified with them for
Mm-hmm.
free. Go
Mm-hmm.
learn Google Analytics. Go learn, you know, Google SEO. Go learn all of these different things from YouTube. Learn how to do all of those, you know, different skills so you can come back and help other business owners.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, there are a
Absolutely.
ton of skills out there that you can do on the side of what you currently do to make you money. Email marketing. Like, you can get paid $500 a month to send emails for a business every month. Like,
There's so many things out there, man. So many things you can do to increase your income, raise your income. You know, so yep, sales is something we always preach. Um, like Julian says, I mean, I used to be in customer service. I used to work in restaurant, taking care of guests and whatnot. Yeah, you're looking at right now. Guess what? Restaurant are replacing people with machine now. You know, so they don't really need people anymore. You know, a machine don't ask for breaks, they don't ask for time off, they don't ask for vacation. What do you think they're gonna do? They're going to invest hundreds of $1,000s on a machine and replace everybody. Look at Walmart. Look at Walmart. Walmart hardly have any cashiers, right? They
McDonald's too.
hardly, huh?
McDonald's as well. They're moving towards that.
They're moving towards that. McDonald's, Walmart, like the big companies, Amazon, they have a store where you can literally go in, no cashiers. You just go in, put the stuff in the cart, and you walk out to your car. No scanning. So when you look at where the world is going, unfortunately, if you're not ready to adjust with time, you're gonna get left behind. Let me say that again. If you're not ready to adjust with the time, you're gonna get left behind. Let me say that the third time. If you're not adjusting with time, you're going to get left behind. So if your skills is fully on customer service, if you've been working at a location and all you do is customer service for years, you really need to be in the watch and the lookout, because that industry is probably the industry that's gonna get hit the most.
Yeah,
people are replacing you. I remember tolls. I did years going to the Kissimmee area, getting off the toll and going to my parents' house on the exit. And I pass by. If I have quarters, I pay with quarters. Or if I have SunPass, before I had SunPass. Now, guess what? 2 years ago, you can only go through with SunPass. There is no such thing as having somebody in there to take your money anymore. Most tolls in America right now do not have people working on them anymore. So guess what? People who used to be working that job 10, 15 years, they had to adjust. And I can only imagine the financial adjustment they had to do with with their household. So the customer service department, if you are the person who's making call for customer service, or you're answering the phone for a company, you are 1 second away from being replaced by a robot, because they really don't want you with all this AI, the new AI, artificial intelligence that's coming out right now. It's sick. They don't need you anymore. Right. So learning a skills such as sales, learning a skill such as AC, get your HVAC license for whatever, mechanic, whatever that is hands-on, or you can use your hand or use your ability to make money. That's what you got to look towards, because the industry is shifting. All industries are shifting. Even real estate agent right now, a lot of people they would rather go virtual, do a virtual tour, and we have companies that's like a whole bunch of the business is only virtual. So real estate agents right now, some of them are taking a hit. I got an instant offer for my house from whatever this company name. They always,
open door.
Open door. Yeah, open door.
Yeah.
They always sending they don't really need you don't really need a real estate agent to do a lot of things. And how I know it works is that I see my neighbors, a couple of my neighbors have their house for sale with open door. Like literally. So with all that's going on, you gotta really sharpen your skills and learn a new skill. We cannot stress that enough. And if you don't do something about it, you're going to get affected. And by the time you get affected, it's probably gonna be too late, and you're gonna get caught with your pants down.
Bro, it's real. Like when I lived in Seattle, it's so serious, and in the Bay Area, like the homeless population is extremely high. See, now in Seattle, things changed over to technology quicker. So what they do is they practice everything on the West Coast before they bring it to the East Coast. So they experiment everything, Seattle, all the way from California and up. Washington, California, Oregon, sometimes Denver, those different states like that, they will experiment things there first, and then they bring it over here. And what I saw over there was, it's a tech hub, so everything was moving to technology, automation, and millions of people lost jobs, bro. I'm talking about people living in tents on the side of roads. People, there's communities of tents of homelessness because the cost of living is extremely high, and the jobs aren't paying much, and people don't understand that most of the jobs were moving towards apps, app jobs, and you'll be delivering for somebody. So if you're not able to adjust with certain skill sets and where the world is going, like, you will get caught with your pants down. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people out here homeless, like families, people who had it at one point with a whole family and now are homeless.
Wow.
Because they didn't know how to pivot and adjust when the world moved with them. They got left behind. So it's extremely serious. Like, you need to get these things in order. This is, it's not it's not a obligation, or it's not up for debate. You need to do this.
You must. Yeah, it's
Like, you
definitely
need to
must.
do this right now and start today.
Start today. Learn a new skill.
Like, if you don't have a skill set, you need to get a skill set. I don't care how hard life is. Like, if life is hard for you, you're making life hard.
I agree.
There's nobody else to blame but the person in the mirror. So if you're making life hard on yourself, you got to start questioning your decision making. Why is my life hard? Why am I having these problems? And most of the problems come from bad decisions you made in the past. Where you are currently right now is from decisions back before that you made. Nobody else put you there. You did that.
You did. Yep.
Yep. No, people don't want to take responsibility.
That's the thing. That's the thing, bro.
Yep.
That's
So,
the thing.
our last one, number 10. And you probably know what this is, but we always express this one, but you may need a refresher. Number 10 is to start a business as an entrepreneur or even an entrepreneur. So if you don't know the difference, the entrepreneur is somebody who is going to create the entire ecosystem. They're going to start and put all of the liability on themselves. So an entrepreneur goes out there and creates something from scratch. An entrepreneur, which is pretty much like an entrepreneur, but you're inside of a system. So, for example, if you join Connecting America in Agent and Broker, you can be an entrepreneur with us. We're going to allow you to run your business the way you want to run your business. However, you have access to our systems and our tools that we have in place for you. That's an entrepreneur. So now you don't have to take on all of the liability and risk. You can come, you can get licensed, you can, learn how to do taxes, you can learn how to do credit, you can learn how to do solar, you can learn how to do all of the different things, health insurance, all around. You can help people out financially by learning different skills, but that's by being an entrepreneur, and you have to take your business serious to acquire these clients and to get their trust. So becoming that entrepreneur, open that business up.
For sure.
It's also tax, benefits as well when you do have a business. So, like, we can't express that enough, is to become an entrepreneur or an entrepreneur. If you're not willing to, come and create things from scratch, get inside a system if you can. If you have the ability, if you can't, go back to the skill sets, learn the skill sets. But if you're willing to take that, extra step, become that entrepreneur or entrepreneur. Even creating getting into a franchise, that's an entrepreneur. That's jumping into a business already set up with systems for you.
Exactly. And you can't stress that enough. This is really the time to be an entrepreneur. You must adjust. And if not, it's just gonna be like we said earlier. Today I received a call, and we do business consulting on the website. So somebody called me and like, hey, listen, my name is this. Do you guys do business consulting? I'm like, yeah, we can help you with that. Say, how did you find your number? Well, I was looking online and I see you guys, and I decided to give you a call. I said, okay, we can definitely help with that. So I have the office manager reach out to him to book an appointment. But why am I saying this? People are realizing that they need strategies. They need people to help them. So this young man actually called me. Literally, his word was, I want to start a business, but my head is all over the place. I need some guidance. Guess what? We're gonna help him. So when you become an entrepreneur, this is when you actually, step to the side of owning your time and owning your income. But as long as 100% of your income is depending on a resource or of a job, you're putting yourself at risk, because look what happened in COVID. A lot of people lost their job during COVID. A lot of them,
Right.
ton of people lost their job.
Mhm.
So your job is never guaranteed, and your paycheck is not guaranteed. Just because your paycheck is consistent every week or every 2 weeks, but it's not guaranteed, because you cannot bet on yourself. You're betting on the job to continue to do better, so they can take care of you.
Right.
So becoming an entrepreneur, start your own business, that beside owning your time, but it's the tax benefit that comes with it. Because when you open an LLC, S corp, C corp, whatever the structure is, guess
Hmm.
what? When you get paid under your business, you have some tax advantage.
Right.
So if you get paid under your business, you write yourself a check, you receive it in the form of 1099, then guess what? There's tax benefit right there. Or depending on how your business is, you can actually receive a W-2. So there's a lot of tax benefit. So if you're wondering why, I don't even want to say what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If you're wondering why your ex-president Trump is not in trouble of all these stuff that they was accusing him of tax, guess what? There is a lot of benefits, especially real estate investors and business individual. There's a
Right.
lot of tax benefits. You don't need to pay a lot of taxes when you own your own business. The tax code was built for entrepreneurs. The tax code is not favoring a W-2. When you're a W-2, they tell you how much tax you need to pay. When you're an entrepreneur, you tell them how much tax you want to pay. It's two different positions. So you can bring out $250,000. You can bring out $500,000 if you're a 1099 or you're an entrepreneur. No, you're gonna pay taxes, not a half a million dollars. You're gonna pay taxes on whatever you have left after your expenses and your business. But if you make $500,000 on a W-2, you're gonna pay taxes on $500,000. Why? Because W-2 is not really favored when it comes to the tax code. You pay the more taxes. So the people who's making less money end up paying more taxes. So that's why somebody right now in a W-2, let's just say you pay, $10,000 in taxes and you make $70,000 for the year. Just, give an example. Somebody who's making, $300,000-$400,000 a year may pay $5 in taxes, or $500 or $2,000 in taxes.
Hmm.
And then you're gonna be like, oh no, the system is rigged. This is not fair. We need to tax the rich. We need to tax those people who's making more money. No, you don't. You just need to understand how to take the tax code to your advantage. Wake up, America. The W-2 is really the worst position on the food chain.
Literally.
And the food chain, you are in the worst position. You are in the bottom line with the W-2. So your
Right.
job right now is to take necessary step to actually get out of the W-2 world and become 1099, become independent business owner. Self-employed, that's one. And then move to the other side of the quadrant and actually have a functioning business. And after you have a functioning business, move to the investor side and have money work for you, where you become an investor. It's a whole quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki, read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's right in
Right.
your face. Stop freaking watching entertainment. That's not gonna do anything for you. You freaking live TV shows, or whatever called reality TV shows, if that's still a thing. These things not gonna do anything for you. But if you educate yourself, you can start betting on yourself, and you own your own income, and nobody can put a cap on you. That's the value of being an entrepreneur. I know I said a lot of stuff, but hey, let that sink in.
Yeah. It's extremely valuable, bro. Like, it's extremely valuable to get out of that rat race of the W-2.
Yes,
Like, people get mad at business owners or people who've learned the tax code and they're not paying as much taxes as somebody with a W-2. But you got to start looking at it like, dang, well, why are they paying less? Like, how are they paying less? It's because you're saying politicians who are telling you that they're the bad guy, they know the tax code too. They take advantage of it. But you got to look at what they're doing. What are they doing differently? They're providing housing for people. The government gives you incentives when you provide housing for other people so they don't have to build it.
Mhm.
That's real estate. So if you can provide somebody to live, boom, you get tax incentives for it. Businesses, you provide employment for people, you get tax benefits. There's a lot of liability in being an entrepreneur. A lot of people don't really think about that. It's crazy that there's such a disconnect but they will sit there and go to somebody's job who is an entrepreneur and suck a paycheck out of them, but blame them for their problems.
Never
Like,
makes
they're
sense to
paying
me,
you and
bro.
they're feeding you, and you're saying that they're the enemy. But if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even be able to live right now and have a
Right.
roof over your head and eat food and provide for your family. But if they can, if people can get educated on what things really are, the country can go farther than where it is. But honestly, I don't know if I see that happening. Like, people are long gone and stuck in what they want to believe and what it is and what it ain't. So
And they
it
walk
is
around
what
like
it is at this point.
people owe them something. That's the whole thing. Nobody owe you anything. Not even the government, even though they promise a lot of things. Nobody owe you anything. You gotta get out there, roll your sleeve, and grind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy, like you said, man. It's like you have a job, and then you're looking at the person who provided the job. You're telling them they are the problems. Well, what are you doing in their facilities? It never works. When you hurt small businesses or when you penalize small business and big businesses as well, the whole community suffer. The whole community suffer because
Bro.
entrepreneurship is what really fix any problem in the world. I cannot think of one problem that entrepreneurship does not change. You think of one problem, if you look behind the solution is entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
So your corner store or the convenience store you're working at, why would you be mad at the owner, but they're giving you an opportunity to earn $12 an hour, $15 an hour,
Yeah.
and now you're fighting for employee rights, and you need $17 an hour, and all they do is if the government really get involved, they give you $17 an hour. That's what you asked for, but they cut your hours to 32 hours instead of 40.
Or they
Yo,
cut your job.
but
Shoot.
they cut your jobs, like literally, man.
I'm gonna go
Hey,
hire a robot or a system that's gonna do the same thing you're gonna do.
yeah. Like a lot of companies don't need us anymore. Like they don't need human anymore. Everything is automated. So you feeling that important where you focus on things that are outside of you instead of, focus on things that is within. Guess what? By the time things really change, it's gonna be too late for you. And really, not to get, too political and politics, but there's a certain party out there. What they're looking to do is for you to depend on the government. That's all they're looking for. And the moment that happens, it's not a good thing. Yeah, even though they may offer you a lot of stuff, but it's not a good thing to fully depend on the government. It's not. Look at the history of a lot of countries that actually depend on the government to see what happened. So the capitalism to me is one of the best structure. You work hard, then you play hard, you ball hard, then you're gonna get that hard money. But you don't put in yourself, you put yourself to work. But guess what? It is what it is. You didn't put in the work. So there's gonna be a lot of changes where you will be earning income based on what you can contribute to the marketplace. So for example, you go to work. I don't have an example anymore right now in mind, but anyway, you go to work based on your performance. This is how you're gonna be getting paid. That's the industry we heading towards right now. You work hard, then guess what? You make more money. But if you go, you're not really working, you make less money. And eventually you probably don't have a job after that. But yeah, everything's gonna really be turning on to what is your contribution to the marketplace. That's how companies gonna start paying you right now. Because guess what? Robots are replacing human beings all over the place. So
Right.
anyway, that's that part.
100%, man. It's coming, so you better get ready. Prepare yourself now. Whether you like it or not, it is coming. So again, y'all, that was 10 financial tips for 2023 to get it kick started and put yourself in a better situation this year. No more excuses. Like, there are different things out here. There are different programs. I think that's this weekend. So Saturday, the chamber's having a home expo, like a home buyer expo. So you guys gonna go out, James, if you're available, let's go, bro. Like, we can present mortgage protection plans. She said we could be a vendor for free.
Absolutely, man.
So she just told me today we could be a vendor for free. So we can go and help people, get those leads or people who are going to qualify. Like, hey, let's start looking into mortgage protection.
100%.
Let's get that credit in order. Like let's handle your taxes. Whatever we can do, we can be an all-in-one solution for you here with what we do, Agent and Broker Connecting America, and our in our umbrella. What we do is, we do everything for you, to where we're going to guide you and we're going to hold you accountable, but also we're going to do the right thing, which is the important thing. Most important thing is doing the right thing by you and by our clients.
100%. Client always come first in everything we do. Make sure we give you top class service, and then to fulfill all your financial needs. And even things we don't have, we have great resources to still help you to make sure you end up in the right hand, So yeah, right. Definitely, man. I look forward for this opportunity at the chamber. Let's go educate, everybody with mortgage protection, because these people are future home buyers and they need to protect the mortgage they're gonna have. So definitely great opportunity for us to expose not only ourselves but the brand, the movement.
Absolutely. So y'all, hopefully you found this episode of value, and you can go and utilize some of these concepts and take action immediately. I recommend you taking it immediate action. If you need help, please reach out to us, DM. You can hit us on theagentandbroker.com as well. Submit an inquiry. You go insurethepeople.co. You can go there and fill out one as well if you want to join our team. So I hope you learned some. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. And we appreciate you guys so much. We're looking forward to another great year and making some major strides this year, especially on the social media realm.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. A lot of great stuff cooking. So once again, Happy New Year. Like Julian said, hopefully you find some great content on what we share with you today. But yeah, man, it's exciting. I'm excited to be back. 2023 looks very promising. There's a lot of great plan on track. So pretty excited about this year, man. Last year was good, but this year gotta be much better.
Oh yeah, we're going up this year for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah, man.
Thank y'all. It's another episode in the books, and we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.
Peace.
The agent and the broker put you on the right path. And if it ain't adding up, then do the right math. And when you wanna come up, some might laugh, but them be the types to be the overnight staff. Always be your worker. We tryna be some owners. Sometimes might strike out, sometimes we hitting homers. But one thing's for sure, when the money gets uncovered, hit the agent and the broker. Say thank you to my brothers.